If people look at you weird when you speak English, it's not your accent, it's not your vocabulary, it's your sentence order. You're not speaking English, you are speaking Spanish with English words. Let me show you what I mean and how to fix it.
This is gonna be good.
Definitely.
If you want to say, fui con mi amiga al cine, you will probably translate it as, I went with my girlfriend to the cinema. Right? I hear this sentence all the time from my students. Is it grammatically wrong? No, it isn't. But it sounds strange in real English. That structure is normal in Spanish, so you may not see anything wrong with it. But in English, when you say, I went with my girlfriend, two things happen at the same time. First, by saying I alone at the beginning, you're trying to make yourself the main actor. But immediately after that, when you add with my girlfriend, English hears something different. It sounds like the action already existed and you simply attached yourself to the other person's plan. It sounds like she went there and then I said, hey, I'm also going. So the sentence sends mixed signals. It tries to make you important, but at the same time, it makes the other person the anchor of the action. That's not what you mean, right? You did it together from the beginning. And here's the key idea. In English, with someone does not create a shared action. It creates an attachment to an existing one. English only hears shared information when people appear together in the subject. That's why we say, my girlfriend and I went to the cinema. In English, if two people do the action together, they must appear together at the beginning as the subject of your sentence. Look at these examples. My girlfriend and I went to the cinema. My boss and I had a meeting. My friends and I had dinner. Besides, remember that in English, what you mention first is what sounds more important. The order dictates the importance. If you say, I went to the cinema with my girlfriend, it is not about a mutual action anymore. It is all about what you did, and she becomes secondary. That's how native speakers hear it. So, that's another reason to change that. And this brings us to another habit that gives away translation thinking: how we use the verb go. Look at these phrases. In English, the verb and its destination stick together tightly. We say go to the cinema, not go with someone to the cinema, because that breaks the connection between the action and the place. If you use the verb go, the place must come immediately after. For example, go to the cinema, not go with someone to the cinema. This creates an interruption. Spanish allows interruptions, English doesn't. But there is also an additional problem with the verb go. In English, go mainly means physical movement. When you overuse go, in natural English conversation, this phrasing can unintentionally suggest, I transported my body to a location. For example, I went to a restaurant. Should be, we had dinner at a restaurant. And I went to the cinema with my girlfriend should be my girlfriend and I watched a movie. When you do this, you are not speaking English, you are speaking Spanish using English words. In order to avoid overusing the verb go, focus on the final action that you will be doing when you get there. For example, if you want to say that you go to a restaurant, then ask yourself, going to a restaurant for what? To do what? To have dinner, to have lunch, to have breakfast. So focus on the final action instead. In that way, you would sound more natural in English by simply saying, I had lunch at a restaurant the other day. I will have dinner at a restaurant tonight. My wife and I are having dinner tonight at a restaurant. That's what sounds more natural in English. Don't overuse the word go, as you do in Spanish. I will show you now more tips about how to start thinking in English. Look at this sentence. Fui con mi novia a cenar. Let's express the same idea, but in English, real English. First of all, focus on the action. Step 1. Ask yourself, what was the real action? Had dinner. Step 2. Who did the action together? My girlfriend and I. Step 3. Where? At a restaurant. The final sentence should look like, my girlfriend and I had dinner at a restaurant. One more example. Miré un partido de fútbol con mis amigos en mi casa. My friends and I watched a football match at home. You got it? Perfect. Let's practice. Look at these sentences. Which ones sound more natural to you? Write your answer in the comments and I will address it. In conclusion, if you fix sentence order, your English sounds better immediately. Not tomorrow, not with more vocabulary, immediately. If this helped you, tell me in the comments. Have you ever said these same things in English before? Tell me about it in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.